Oh, hello everybody, it's Megalithic here, otherwise known as Puglo Escobar, and today we're going to take a look at the Karin Futo GTX, retailing effectively for a price of $1.2 or $1.6 million, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm sure you'll agree, it looks like something your best mate's mother would drive in 1989. Okay, let's have a look, ladies and gentlemen, shall we? Okay, acceleration is about as average as any Jennifer Aniston movie, don't you know, ladies and gentlemen? Mr. Raccoon sliding in front of me there. Yes, acceleration not very good, ladies and gentlemen. Handling is absolutely woeful, I mean, it's sort of, it's harder to handle than a licking up Irishman at a wedding, you know. In my opinion, it's as simple as that. Sodding hell. Can't even get it down there. Can't even get it down these sodding hills here, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely disappointing. Okay, so acceleration not particularly good, ladies and gentlemen. Handling not particularly good. Let's have a look at the top speed, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, it's less inspiring than a teen talk by Minnie Madrazo. You know, it's absolutely that wretched, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so what can one say so far about the Karin Futo unupgraded out of the box, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, I suppose there is one more test we need to do, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, the stability test. I don't know if we even need to go ahead and do it on this. Watch yourself, Mr. Raccoon, for God's sake. Okay, yes, here we go. So the stability test, as you can see, woeful, ladies and gentlemen. So here's what can one say about the Karin Futo GTX straight out of the box, ladies and gentlemen, unmodified. In terms of stylistic elements, ladies and gentlemen, it's absolutely ruddy awful to look at. It's a boxy piece of mess, you know. Acceleration, ladies and gentlemen, is lacking. Top end speed is absolutely lacking, and the handling, ladies and gentlemen, as you've just seen, trying to get around that corner there, it's I mean, it's wretched beyond belief. Okay, watch yourself, Mr. Records. We keep slamming into me about that wretched swine. Has been trying to do that all the way around now, hasn't it? Yeah, so unupgraded, ladies and gentlemen, not much to write home about. In fact, if you were going to write home, you were going to write, you'd be writing, oh God, no. Right, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take it on into the custom auto shop, as we always do at this junction in the video, and of course we are going to go ahead and perform the necessary modifications and upgrades to this vehicle. So, as always, we will be going through this section of the video at double speed, as I say, just to provide you with an opportunity to have a look at the different modifications in terms of stylistic elements that can be affected to this vehicle. But of course, like I say, we'll be going fast enough to start, hopefully keep it not so as quick as possible, basically. Now, we are going to cut out a couple of the more performance-related modifications for the sake of brevity, ladies and gentlemen. We won't be showing the turbo tuning or the suspension, the transmission, this kind of thing, you know, engine tuning as well. But the rest of the modifications, ladies and gentlemen, in terms of the stylistic and aesthetic modifications, will be indicated here. Okay, so what can one say, ladies and gentlemen? What can one say about the Karin Futo GTX? Straight off the bat, ladies and gentlemen, or straight out of the box, either way, is the same difference, you know. Not good. Not good whatsoever. Thoroughly disappointed. Okay, but I mean, not even just disappointed, just absolutely horrified, to be quite frank with you, ladies and gentlemen. It is a wretched vehicle. Underperforms absolutely across the board, and the handling and the traction are an absolute nightmare. Okay, well, we are on the colours, ladies and gentlemen, so let's hope the modifications have improved the ride somewhat, and we're going to take it back out onto the street, and we're going to see how she handles when she has been fully upgraded. Okay, so finally, we finished. We're going to take it back on outside. Okay, so here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We've got two Karin Futo GTXs, don't you know, both fully upgraded across the board, and we're going to see how they handle. Okay, so acceleration, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, you know, it's sort of more disappointing than Indiana Jones 4, to be quite frank with you, ladies and gentlemen. In terms of sort of handling, as you can see, trying to get around there, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, it's more slippery than a toboggan filled with fresh fish, you know. There we go. You can see it losing traction, ladies and gentlemen, just around that corner there. I mean, it's just on a standard bending slope, ladies and gentlemen. Can't even keep traction there. It's just absolutely trying to get around here, and yes, it's just an absolute nightmare. Okay, so like I say, acceleration is absolutely awful. The top of speed, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, frankly, it's less exciting than a documentary on mold, you know. It really is just that dull. And the looks aren't much better on this vehicle, are they? It's sort of more boxy than something delivered by Amazon. Okay, so there we are, ladies and gentlemen. We've taken it back round. It is, and as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, the handling is just absolutely atrocious. There are many weak points on this car, many faults with this car, ladies and gentlemen. The handling surely has to be the biggest letdown, the biggest bugbear. As you can see, once again, ladies and gentlemen, we can't even get around a sodding corner in about 5 miles an hour. It's absolutely, and there we go, losing traction all over the place. Right, so absolutely shocking, ladies and gentlemen. Now, speaking of traction, ladies, oh, we've taken it out, have we? Okay, so you can put the low grip tires on it, ladies and gentlemen. I wouldn't advise it. Okay, so we're boarding up to the top speed test track, and we're going to see what it can do. 53, 54 is what we consider a competitive time. So, okay, the Karin Futo GTX crossing the line in, ladies and gentlemen, 58.358. So yes, on the outside edge of competitive. In fact, not even on the outside edge of competitive. Simply not competitive. Okay, well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The first, we brought it on up to Sandy Shores, of course, and the first vehicle test that we're going to do is going to be a Karin Futo GTX versus a Karin Futo GTX. Both of these vehicles have been fully upgraded across the board. The significant difference here, ladies and gentlemen, is these cars can have two stances. They're default stance, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going into the back of Mr. Raccoon a couple of times there. Yes, a default stance or a lowered stance. Now on this particular occasion, identical cars. Mr. Raccoon is in the lowered stance, I'm in the default stance, and even going into the back of him, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to cross the line ahead of him. So yes, there we go. The default stance would seem to be the way to go with this particular vehicle. Okay, so yes, big breath there, ladies and gentlemen. We are now back onto the more standard races. Now this is the Karin Futo, ladies and gentlemen. This is not the Futo GTX. This is the standard Karin Futo, don't you know? We're going to put it around the track and see what the difference between a Futo and a Futo GTX is. Now I should also perhaps take this opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, to point out that all of the other vehicles are going to be driven by Mr. Raccoon, you know. His name is the Bromby. He has a channel of his own. It is called the Bromby. If you type that into YouTube, you should really go and find him when you do that. He's got some rather good videos on there. Okay, so the GTX beats the Futo across the line, and perhaps no surprise there. Right, ladies and gentlemen, so the very next vehicle we're going to bring out is going to be yet another Karin, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Karin 190Z. It's a very old-fashioned sports car. It's a classic car, ladies and gentlemen, and it's retailed for a price of $900,000. It is a very, very beautiful car, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure you'll agree if you ever got a close-up look at it. Unfortunately, we're not going to, because the Karin Futo GTX is going to be miles in front of it, ladies and gentlemen, as we go down the track there. So yes, how about that? The Karin Futo GTX, ladies and gentlemen, can take down the Futo. That wouldn't be a surprise. It can take down the Karin 190Z at nearly $1 million. Now, it is a classic sports car, like I say, the Karin 190Z, so perhaps no surprise. Okay, so here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to bring out the Karin Sultan RS Classic, don't you know, retailing for effectively $1.3 or $1.8 million, I do believe, something along those lines. And it is a very, very rapid car. It's got fantastic acceleration, as you can see there, ladies and gentlemen, getting it up to the top of the track ahead of us. Okay, and there is not a sodding chance in hell we're going to catch it. Let's be quite frank about these things. Okay, so if you were thinking of buying a Karin, ladies and gentlemen, your choice was between the Futo GTX and the Karin Sultan RS Classic, I think it's quite clear you should go for the Karin Sultan RS Classic there, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, absolutely demolished it, didn't it? So the next vehicle we're going to bring out, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be the Omnis Obey, don't you know? Another sort of rally-style car retailing for $700,000, ladies and gentlemen. $700,000 or $1,000, I do believe, rather strange price tag on this particular vehicle. It has got better acceleration, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen. The Futo GTX has got better top speed, so we catch him above the top end there, ladies and gentlemen. Both have equally poor handling. We've got particularly slidey handling. The Futo has a rather wide turning circle, so now it's going to be a battle between the top end speed on the Futo and the acceleration on the Omnis, ladies and gentlemen. And you're going to find that takes you across the line round about the same time. Okay, perhaps the Omnis slightly ahead there. Okay, so we're going to start to wrap things up, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we like to refer to as a serious contender, don't you know? And for those of you who don't know, for the hose at home, for the uninitiated, shall we say, this, ladies and gentlemen, is the Benefactor Serrano, retailing for a price of $110,000. It's the bottom end sports Benefactor you can buy on Legendary Motorsport. Good acceleration, brilliant top speed, fantastic handling, wouldn't you say, Mr. Raccoon? Whoops, a daisy slid off there, didn't you, old boy? How about that? Okay, never mind. Yes, having a little bit of fun with the old Raccoon there. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, yes, there's no question the Serrano, ladies and gentlemen, would have beaten the Futo GTX. But of course, it's not just me that likes to make fun of Mr. Raccoon. Mr. Raccoon likes to make fun of me as well, don't you know, rather frequently.
Oh, no struggles whatsoever. How's your corner?
Yes, being taunted by a raccoon who's just slide off the track is never a highlight of your day, I can certainly assure you, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, well, there we go. That was the Pegassi Zentorno, $725,000. Big Daddy Z absolutely destroying the Futo GTX, which leads us on, ladies and gentlemen, to the final masquerade. This is, of course, the Garotti Itali RSX. You know, you'd think I'd know the price of this car, but I've got absolutely no sodding idea. I know it's bloody expensive, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to thrash pretty much everything around the track. We uphold the Garotti Itali RSX to be the finest car on GT Online for the time being. So, what can one say about the Karin Futo GTX? Well, in terms of looks, ladies and gentlemen, it's less exciting than a Benedictine nun, you know? In terms of acceleration, I mean, it's got all the acceleration of a stunned ferret, to be quite frank with you. Top speed, it's more underwhelming than a ballet performed by a drunken hippopotamus. And the handling, ladies and gentlemen, it's more uncontrollable than a panicked horse on rollerblades. Okay, so should you buy this vehicle? In my opinion, absolutely not, certainly not. Stay away from it. It's a woeful vehicle. Mr. Raccoon agrees, but he's still going to kill me. Okay, well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Like I say, stay the hell away from the Futo GTX. I do hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, thank you very much for watching.